Hello, hello. No description today. I'm just gonna start. You are not a product of your trauma. You are not a product of abuse. You are not a product of struggle. That is not what makes up who you are. You are how you move through these circumstances and these instances. How do you grow? How do you overcome? And I know that sometimes that feels draining and hard and not easy, but that is just a perception. You're not being punished. This is not a punishment. This is helping you grow into that person you want to become. You want to be that person that has healthy boundaries and excuse me, has healthy boundaries and doesn't get bowled over by people, who isn't struggling, who isn't put in situations where they receive trauma. But how do you do that? You do that by growing through these things, by not just learning from them, uh, but yes, learning from them, not punishing yourself, not putting yourself in this position of like, well, this had to happen so that I could learn. Well, sometimes it just happens. But if we can gain anything from these situations, it's inner strength, it's mastering our mindset, it's healing. Trauma actually does reprogram our mind. It takes over different parts, or amygdala. I cannot. Amygdala. Every time I go to say that, I want to say amygdala. It's so weird. Our amygdala really takes over when we're experiencing trauma, and it helps us to relive. And that's where PTSD comes in. And that's a real thing. Like, that is not just, I have to master my mindset. It is literally your survival depends on that. So, understanding where this process comes from and growing through it, and understanding that yes, things happen to me, and yes, I can be re-triggered. You can be re-triggered. And people say until you heal through it, there is no magical cure. It's not just gone. You don't experience severe trauma and it's just gone forever. It is a part of you, but you can transform it. That's what you're trying to do when you're mastering your amygdala and understanding the process of your brain when you're receiving trauma or PTSD, or you're getting triggers that are traumatizing you. It is transforming it, and that's where this huge growth spurt is so powerful. I am not a person that has trauma. It doesn't define me. I have transformed, and that's what this whole group is about, is transforming yourself. So how do I grow into that person that I keep seeing and desiring to be and have these outcomes that are different? It's 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 weathering the storm and showing others this is how you do it. This is how you overcome this. This is being the light. And sometimes being the light in the midst of storm feels really heavy, and sometimes it's hard to see the light through everything. But understand that you always are that light for someone else. There is always somebody else dealing with this situation that you have just gone through. And when you breathe a sigh of relief and you go, hey, look, there's the sun. There's the sun, and I feel stronger than I've ever felt in my entire life. I feel like I've mastered my trauma responses. And no, it doesn't ever fully go away, but it becomes such beauty. It becomes something where you feel empowered when it happens. You see why it's happening. You use it for fuel. It becomes this beautiful thing that helps you to help other people. It gives you inspiration. It lessens. It doesn't create such a physical response anymore. So yes, you can heal through it. So I just wanted to hop on and give a little what was going through my mind. Empowerment, I guess, is this video. Um, all Everyone in this group has experienced things, and we are all, bumping around in the dark trying to find ways to overcome and heal. And sometimes it's not all these, millions of things. It's simply understanding your mind. And that's where it all comes from, is understanding the process of your mind. It's consciously putting in repetition to reprogram yourself to respond differently, so that when it does happen again, it's different. You get different results because you've put in the work. And not everybody wants to do that. Understanding the process of our mind when we're, experiencing PTSD can be very daunting. But if we just make one step to understanding, the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex, understanding your mind and why it works the way that it does, and understanding what step you can take, even if it's just for a moment. If you keep doing that, each moment gets longer and stronger, and that's when change happens, is in those actions. The actions to reprogram yourself, the actions to take a different response, even when everything physically in your body is saying, no, go into that trauma response. You breathe, you do your meditation, your grounding, you do your affirmations. I posted a few in here, so I just wanted to share that. I've been feeling really divinely guided to share these affirmations. These are ones that I've actually been working on personally myself to reprogram and grow. So have a great day, you guys. I got probably about an hour left, and then my days off are coming up, and I will be, sharing a lot more. So love you guys. Empower yourselves, keep moving forward. Even if things feel, I'm having some throat shock right here. Even if you are feeling like, in this moment, things are dark and I don't, I'm struggling and I don't know, understand that it is only for a moment. It will get better if you make steps to change. But if you're going to continue doing the same cycle, the same things, you will get the same results. So what are you going to do to put action into changing how your brain works? Because that's where every single instance in your life is coming from. It is coming from your mindset. It is coming from your subconscious your programming, which is also trauma responses. Trauma responses come from the same space. So if you have experienced trauma and you find that things are re-triggering you, that is a place to start, is to start understanding the process, understanding the healing that's needed, and really growing through that, because it's growing into who you want to become. And you can't do that if you cling on to who you are now because you're scared. So let go, let God, and trust and grow and embrace who you want to become. So have a good day, you guys.